Our project is Swarālōka, an adaptive music score trainer for visually impaired in Sri Lanka, project by University of Colombo School of Computing. Swarālōka is a tool which assists visually impaired users in order to train and visualize printed Eastern music notations to a convenient, readable output format. Currently, the visually impaired people need third-party assistance in order to convert printed Eastern music notations to a convenient format. And as you can see, most friendliest format that currently is available is music braille. As you can see in the right side image, one line of the printed music notation becomes 3 lines when converted into music braille. So be difficult to read. And we specially target visually impaired students and music teachers in our project. The main functions of the Swarālōka is converting the standard Sinhala Eastern music notation scripts to a controllable, navigable and auditory output. And the users can easily navigate forward, backward, and also note by note, vibhag by vibhag, and row by row. And we also generate concurrent audio signal layers in order to convey the compositor information of the notes that their scripts have. And the users can easily disable and enable these layers. The processed images need not to be reprocessed. They can be saved and used later. And if the users want, they can switch between modes. One is singing mode, one is speech mode, and the subtract assistance mode. This is the high-level architecture of the system, which consists 2 major subsystems. One is Swarālōka OMR, Optical Music Recognition Engine, which deals in recognizing the symbols within the music notation script. And from the OMR output, the converter converts it to a controllable and a navigable audio format, depending on the controls it received from the interface. This is how the flow works. The original image will be converted into its binary format, and it will be descoded. And from the vertical lines, which consist in the standard tabular format of the notation, we detect the regions of the notation tables. And for each notation table, we are creating an eroded cloned image, which we use the vertical projection of this eroded image to detect the regions of the rows, and within the rows the blobs are detected, and the OMR engine deals in recognizing symbols within the rows, and the notes are converted to a note sequence, and while the tal symbols are converted to tal sequence in a separate file. And depending on these sequences, we refer to a sound bank and fetch the audios from sound bank and play them concurrently. So this is the when we have 2 images, one for extraction, one for region detection, we can preserve especially the compositor information that consists within compositor symbols in a music script. And especially this is how the atomic symbols, especially the compositor symbols which have embedded compositor information, are further analyzed in order to fetch the important composite information. We use a profile-based approach in order to recognize the symbols. We have the 7 major symbols within a music notation script. As you can see, we analyze the profiles of the characters. The right side character has we consider the white pixel count of the outer profiles. As you can see, the right side image has 2 peaks at the corners, but the left side image has 3 peaks if we consider the white pixel count. And depending on these characteristics, we identify and recognize the major symbols uniquely. And in the conversion, as I said earlier, the OMR output will be converted into 2 intermediate files, one consisting the notes and the other tals. The note consists with the note sequence, and the tal consists with the tal akshara sequence. Depending on the number of matras within one line, and from the tal symbol sequence, we detect what is the tal that should be played, and the tal sequence will be converted to a tabla beat, and the note sequence will be converted to a synthesized singing. And all the layers are then played through the mixer depending on the controls received by the interface. And some of the techniques that we have used in conversion to synthesize the effect of a stretch note, assume that you have a note which is stretched up to 2 matras. So the vowel sound will only be stretched up to the second matra. So we are using a fixed length 2 audios and merge that to make the effect. And we use these concurrent audio signals instead spatio-tactile symbols which consist within music braille. And if the subtext assisting layer is enabled, mother note will be only heard from one speaker, madhya from both speakers, ucha from the other. And some of the standards that we have used in the intermediary files, they are the reciprocal of the coefficient of the notation defines what is the duration that the note will be played. And some of the unique characters that we have in Swarālōka. Swarālōka is not an adapter for an existing visual tools. Most of the existing assistive technologies are built upon the existing visual tools, but this directly addresses the problems, the direct requirement received from the visually impaired users, and it also tries to make the users feel more independent and confident, and it also provides convenient access to the knowledge through technology, especially for the local people in Sri Lanka. And some of the evaluation results that we have, the translation time in Swarālōka is 1/3 from compared to the existing music braille conversion to the whole process, and the OMR accuracy rate is 95.24, and the user acceptance rate is 81%, and the understandability of the output is 100, almost 100. And I would also like to mention that this novel concept has been recognized as a successful way which visually impaired users, music lovers can use in experimenting and learning music. And I also like to say that it is all about helping people that who are really in need. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? Yes, Professor Ramakrishna.
See, I don't know much about your music, but in Indian traditional music, it's a oral tradition. You know, they don't need to necessarily read a book or something. You know, the teacher teaches orally and the other person listens and this thing. So what is the special need for reading a book so that they can learn better? Is it for independent learning of teacher or what is it?
Yeah. I must say that we have something called communication channel in music. So in that case, how the composer communicates its idea to a performer is the media we have is the music notation script that has come from the past years. The schools of music has brought up this media. The major medium in musical communication is this music notation script. So it plays a major role, and especially in the examinations, as we observe, these visually impaired people are hearing specialists. So what we should and we must have to learn music is one of the major qualities, it's hearing. So they are hearing specialists. They are very success in practical tests, especially in examinations. But they sometimes, especially regarding to these music notation scripts, they perform not that much great in that case. So that's the requirement that came from the visual impaired people directly.
Okay, thank you. See, in India, there is one very famous musician who is a blind, called Chandrasekhar. He's a violinist, and so that's why I just wanted to find out.
Yeah, Sharmista, one question from here. Sharmista, can you give the mic?
Do I go without mic? Oh, yeah, so I understand the saga of visually impaired people not being able to access the notes, the musical notes. But are you extending it to, do you plan to extend it to some other systems also? Because North Indian at least, so Hindustani classical music would have different notations from the South Indian music, and the one you presented, right?
Yeah. Basically, in the Eastern music, if you consider maybe in Sri Lanka, maybe in in India, the other
Can
is.
you be in the mic, please?
Hello. In Eastern music, we usually use this tabular format, but there are some non-standard notations also. So this is not supporting all the non-standard notations. We currently support only the standard notations, especially for this ornamentation swaras, maybe grace notes, kan swara, mean. There are some non-standard notations, but we are only supporting these standard notations in the scripts.
I'd like to have your presentation later.
So,
I'd like to have your presentation later because I think understanding each bit would take a little bit of time.
Okay, you can
Thank you.
kind of connect after the workshop. After that session.